everyone, and welcome to the sixth episode of SportsPsycheTalk podcast, India ka apna sports talk show. This episode is powered by Conscious Mind Solutions, It's All in the Mind, and Insight Instruments. This is the second part of our conversation on neurofeedback and biofeedback sports training. And today we have a very renowned personality, Dr. Dieter, who is the founder of Insight Instruments and the developer of Neuromaster System, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. Welcome, Dr. Dieter, to our channel. I really appreciate you taking out the time to talk about biofeedback with our audience. So before we move ahead, could you give us a brief about your experience in the field of neurofeedback and biofeedback training?
Yes, of course. I'm now about 33 years in the field of psychophysiology and biofeedback. I have a PhD in medical electronics and founded Insight Instruments 1990, so it's quite time ago. And we developed biofeedback systems since then. And our last development is the Neuromaster, which is used in about 3,000 to 4,000 places in German-speaking countries, now also in India. And it's mostly used in psychology, in psychotherapy, psychosomatic hospitals, rehabilitation, and also now starting in sports. Yes. And I'm also a university lecturer at Sigmund Freud University, where we have a university-based course on biofeedback and neurofeedback.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And being a sports psychologist myself, we have learned a lot about how biofeedback is a very positive and enhancing modality. So it will be a very interesting thing to learn about Neuromaster. A lot of our audience are also from sports psychology background and athletes. So now we move on to understanding the working of Neuromaster, and then we move to more discussion on the same. I would invite
Yes.
Dr. Dieter to go on with the presentation.
I will share my screen. Yes. As I said, we are since 1990 in the field of biofeedback and neurofeedback, and we are a small company, but very highly specialized on biofeedback and neurofeedback with psychologists and other professions. And as I said, over 3,000 clinics and therapists work with our system. As you know, biofeedback is a learning process. The patient or the client learns much about the connection between body and mind, which is a very important thing, especially for psychosomatic diseases, for anxiety, for stress-related, but also for sports, where the goal is to make the athlete a high performer. Very important is that the psychological dimension of the disease or also of sports is not visible. And with biofeedback and neurofeedback, you can make psychological issues visible. So also success becomes visible. Perhaps one word, biofeedback and neurofeedback. Biofeedback is mostly connected with the autonomic nervous system. We can influence the autonomic nervous system through training with biofeedback, and mostly the goal is to lower the sympathetic arousal, for example, in anxiety or stress-related diseases, and to heighten the parasympathetic nervous system, which is for relaxation and for recreation. The neurofeedback is only connected with the central nervous system. So we measure brain waves and try to influence the brain waves. I have to say that biofeedback is in the psychosomatic field and also in sports more effective than neurofeedback in our history. And the connection or the combination of both is the most effective. The benefits are clear. The first main benefit is that the patient or client gains insight into the autonomic body reaction. So biofeedback uses sensors, as you know, and you can show the client how thoughts, emotions, and so on influence the body and can train to, for example, to relax consciously. So the control is very important. Self-efficacy is very important, and it's an objective measurement of success. So you can, when you train, you see the success after the session. It increases the motivation for your health. It's a short-time therapy, and it supports other therapeutic techniques, relaxation techniques, visualization techniques, mind trainings. So now I have a short introduction of applications which are not only on sports, but on psychology and medicine in general. So you have a very wide application field, which I would like to introduce now. You have, for example, hypertension. Here we work with respiratory training and heart rate variability training. We have muscle rehabilitation. Here we increase the activity of weakened or paralytic muscles with EMG biofeedback. Then we have muscle relaxation, for example, in paroxysm or in pain therapy, headache, back pain, and so on. In postural control, also for headaches, very important. When you sit all the day on the screen, you have contractions in the muscles in the neck, and you can measure this and learn the patient to relax. A very interesting application is also incontinence, where we have special electrodes for female and also male patients. Then we have the mind applications, treatment of pain. Pain is often related with muscle tension, and we can treat and we can learn, teach the patient to relax the muscles which increase the pain, for example, with tension headaches. Then we have anxiety, phobias. We can have videos. We have videos in our software with certain phobias, and we can train the patient to relax and to manage the phobias. Stress, exhaustion, relaxation training, sleeping disorders, also withdrawals, ADHD. Here comes the neurofeedback, where you can treat patients with ADHD with neurofeedback, especially with theta and beta training. Yes, this was a short overview over the applications. Now, how does a therapeutic procedure function? The first session is a diagnostic session where we measure the reactions of the body to psychic stress, so we can see in which system the client is reacting. Is he reacting in the breathing? Is he reacting in the muscle tension? Is he reacting in the the blood pressure or whatever you have. And then you can see if there's also a possibility of relaxation in the patient already, so we can recover from the stress or not. This is a very important information for the training, which normally is 5 to 15 sessions in biofeedback. In neurofeedback, you have to have 30 sessions at least. And then after some months, you can have a booster session, because biofeedback is a learning procedure, and you learn something, and if you repeat the learned, you get better results. So now we have the biofeedback or neurofeedback system, which is the Neuromaster, and consists of the Neuromaster, which is a sensor with sensors, and the BioLabs. The BioLab software transforms the signals from the body signals into easy to understand graphics. For example, a flower starts to bloom if you relax, or a bar chart reacts, or a line chart, or other very impressing animations you have, which can be regulated or controlled by the body reactions. The Neuromaster can be used wireless. You can have batteries inside, and with a wireless mode, with a Bluetooth mode, you can transmit the data to the PC, or it can also be used as in USB mode. Normally, when you are when with a biofeedback or neurofeedback training, you are at the PC, because the client has to have a feedback over the monitor. So we have the USB mode. You don't need batteries. You have a power supply, so that's also an advantage. And you also can have storage mode, where we can store the data during the day or during the sport or whatever in the Neuromaster, which can be read out afterwards into a PC. Oops. So now I introduce the sensors which we use. We have a special sensor developed for the autonomic nervous system. You see this sensor, it's a multi-sensor, which measures on one finger simultaneously the skin conductance, the pulse frequency, the blood flow, and the temperature. And these parameters are relevant for the autonomic system. They are controlled by the autonomic system, nervous system, and so you have a window to the autonomic nervous system through these small sensors. I can show you a small video. You see here the multi-sensor applied to the finger, and in the background you see the biofeedback. Then you open the software. It's in German, but we also have it in English. And then you start a biofeedback session. I will shorten this. And you see now the sensor test. You see the 4 parameters on the finger sensor on the screen: skin conductance, temperature, pulse, and pulse frequency. And now we see the skin conductance. We will see a small stress test. The skin conductance is now constant, which means the arousal is constant. And now the therapist psychologist made a marker, you see, and said, okay, please relax now. And you see the line goes down, which is a sign of relaxation in the sympathetic nervous system. And after a while, the psychologist makes another marker with the software. It goes down, 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 which is relaxation. Now he makes another marker, and now he imposes a stress on the client. For example, calculation, small calculation, and you see the skin conductance reacts. Now, next stressful event, you see the skin conductance reacts very strongly. So during the calculation, there's a stress, and after a while, there's another marker when the psychologist says, please now relax again. And now you can see if the patient or the client can relax, can control his or her relaxation. And this patient, this client can do it very, very good. You see the line goes down. So you have a direct window to the sympathetic nervous system. And after the session, you can look at the data and see the phases of relaxation and stress and analyze it. And so you can also plan the sessions afterwards. Yes, then we have a muscle tension sensor. The muscle tension sensor we use electrodes. You demonstrate it here for headaches. Tension headache, we measure the muscle tension in the head. You can use this this EMG also for sports, for example, to relax or to control certain muscles, if you like. For example, is shooting, sports of shooting, you have to relax your muscles in the neck or also in the shoulders. And this we can learn through EMG biofeedback. So we have here the screen on the right side. You see the bar chart going up when the client contracts. You see now, contracts, bar chart goes up. And the video, there's a small video of the shore, you see. The video only plays when you are relaxed. So you can have a reinforcement through the threshold. We have here also a threshold. When the threshold is reached, when the line goes down, a video starts, which is a reinforcement and which increases the learning effect. Okay, then we have a special sensor for migraine therapy. Perhaps it's not so interesting for sports, but for psychologists, perhaps it's interesting. We have a special sensor for migraine therapy where the client learns to influence the blood flow in the brain and reduce the pain through the migraine. Then we have a special sensor for heart rate variability training, the ECG sensor, where we can teach the persons to increase their heart rate variability. show it in a video. The heart rate variability training, the goal of this is to synchronize the heart frequency with the breathing. Why do we do that? Because when the heart frequency and the breathing is synchronized, you have a parasympathetic reaction, which means relaxation and rehabilitation or what do you call it in English? When you relax, your body gets more energy gain. You see here now the blue line is breathing, and the pink line is heart rate. And you see when the breathing gets more slower, the heart rate on the upper chart synchronizes with the breathing. The heart rate goes up with the in-breath and goes down with the out-breath. So that's the goal of this training. And when the heart rate variability is very strong, it's a sign of relaxation and regaining energy. So it's also for sports very important. Then we have the breathing sensor, respiration sensor, which is a special sensor which is used without belts or without any touching of the body. The sensor measures the breathing without any contactless breathing sensor. And I have also a small short video. You see the sensor now. It's a small box which is positioned before the body. And the sensor measures the respiration. I show you now. You see here. It's a very simple training where you see just the breathing with the fish. The fish goes up in breath, goes down with the out breath. And you have a very fast breathing now, which is not good for relaxation. And now the instruction is please breathe out more longer, increase your out breath, and you see it at once on the screen. The patient or the client can learn to control the breathing and to train a healthy breathing pattern. Very important for stress-related symptoms, also for relaxation, fast relaxation. So you have a direct feedback of the breathing, which is the basis of any relaxation therapy. So we use the breathing exercises before we start any other relaxation therapy. Then we have another breathing, which is pacing, pacing. You see a ball running upwards and downwards, which is a sign of that the client should in-breathe and now out-breathe. So we can pace the patient, the client, to a slower breathing pattern, which is very healthy, increasing the relaxation. Then we have also the neurofeedback. I can show you also a small video. I will make this. So we measure. So we apply the sensor electrode on the scalp and two electrodes on the ear. The point of the electrode differs according to the application. We have here now CZ, which is mostly used for attention deficit disorders, but you can also change the point of the electrode to other points, for example, for depression or more concentration, go more to the front of the scalp. So you have now the electrodes. Now you plug into the Neuromaster, which is connected via Bluetooth to the computer. And this is the electrode configuration. And the normal, now you see the software. The software is also using reinforcement by a video. The video stops when the bands of the EEG are not in the right conditions. You see the bands on the lower part of the screen, the three bars go up and down. And when the three bars are in the right position, the video runs again. You can use your own videos. You can use, for example, sports videos or videos you recorded by yourself as reinforcement for the client. And so the brain learns to activate the right brain activity because of the reinforcement of the video. So the brain learns, now I'm in the right condition, and then the brain learns with time. Here you see the screen for the psychologist. The psychologist sees all the data on the second screen. You see the EEG, you see the bands on the right side, you see the fast Fourier on the lower left. Besides the systems, we also have an academy together with the Sigmund Freud University in Vienna. You see here pictures of our seminars. We have about 10 to 15 places to practice with the Neuromaster System. So we have about 25 to 30 people during such sessions. We have 3 times a year, and perhaps we also can install these trainings also in India with time coming. Yes. Our partner in India is Conscious Mind Solution, as you already said. And if you have questions about the system or want a demo, you can contact Dr. Rico Ritish at Conscious Mind Solution. So that was my short introduction. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so it was quite insightful to learn about Neuromaster. Honestly, it is very encouraging to know that we do have a lot of equipments and modalities available to help us train our athletes better and enhance their performances. And I look forward to knowing from the audience about how they like it and whether they would love to have a few questions. We can drop your email ID in the description section where they can guide their questions forward. Also, I just have one curious question. Like,
Yes, of course.
we are here in India and we want to get a training in Neuromaster. So is there any current programs or upcoming programs where aspiring sports psychologists or the practitioners can actually look out for or get trained in it?
Until now, Dr. Ritish is planning some webinars, which we will start in summer, I think, where we can teach the basics of biofeedback and some applications. So that's the plan for this year. And for the upcoming year, we have to see how many persons are interested in using the Neuromaster, and if there's enough persons, we can also have a person. We have a present training in India, in New Delhi, for example.
Yeah, that's interesting. So
But you have to look out at our homepage, which is neuromaster.net. We made a special homepage for the Indian and for the Asian market. You can have the informations, and you also can get informations about the upcoming seminars.
Okay, that's interesting. So we will have the website and the email ID posted in our descriptions so that people can just get onto the website and turn the notifications on and stay in touch.
Yes.
For the upcoming seminars. Thank you, Dr. Reiter, for joining us. And I hope that
You're very welcome.
Future, we do have more episodes with Insights Instruments to get to know more about the functionings of neurofeedback, especially in Indian settings. So, yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I look forward for your questions. And if people are interested in more information, they should write me, and we can send them invitations for webinars.
Definitely. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.